How's the iced tea?
Delicious.
Is it?
I love iced tea. It's my favorite.
Oh yeah. What type of iced tea is it?
Brisk.
That's actually the worst one. But
Those are gonna be a question. I think the best iced tea I have is when you get like one of those buckets of powder and you just do your own iced tea.
yeah, like the Nestle.
Yeah,
It's usually
something like
Nestle
that. Because I find like the pre-balled stuff, it's okay,
Or
but
like actually homemade iced tea with sugar in it. Like
like actual tea?
yeah.
Nah, screw that stuff. That stuff sucks.
No, like if you're gonna have like the iced tea in like the America, that's
Oh yeah, then
not that's gross.
You mean sweet tea?
No, because that would be iced tea.
Right. Our iced tea is their sweet tea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If you have sweet tea there, yeah, it's delicious. But if you just have iced tea there, it's gross.
Literal tea.
Tea with ice in it.
Yeah. Gross.
What
well,
about
I
the
mean, it's like iced coffee, I guess. People who drink iced coffee.
Yeah, but tea is gross. I'm gonna drink water with twigs and berries in it, and great. Compared to coffee, where it's like
I'm gonna
filtered
drink
beans.
water with beans in it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Why don't I put some soybeans?
Beans
in there
have like
and
texture. They're great.
Beans have texture?
Beans have
So do
texture.
twigs.
Compared to twigs and like
You're
grass.
saying twigs don't
and-
have as much texture as
I'd rather have beans than like twigs and like leaves.
Your tea ignorance is hilarious.
I hate this. That was an old thing my manager used to say because he loved coffee and this one girl at my store loved tea, and he's like, "Oh, great, twigs! Like I
Twigs
love
and
it."
grass.
He's like, "Oh, wonderful."
Tea's dope, man.
It is.
Really? I can't get down with it.
It depends
Like,
on. There's a bunch of different kinds.
It's
Like,
it's not that it's bad. It's the fact that like it tastes too watery to me.
Like,
Like,
you're
have you
just
ever
not making
then-
it strong enough.
yeah.
Have you ever? Well, if I make it too strong, I guess.
Put more tea bags in it. You got to put more bag in it.
How much do I have to teabag it?
A lot.
Yeah,
Till it chokes.
About 3 to 5 minutes worth of it.
3-5 minutes of teabagging. Yeah.
So if it's not strong enough, it tastes too much like water. If it's too strong, it's like having a stick in your mouth.
Yeah, I might as
grass
well
in your
just
mouth?
suck on a stick.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to HastleCast podcast tonight, hosted by myself, Ben. I'm joined by
Steven.
and
Spencer.
what's going on, guys?
Oh, not much.
No, just hanging out.
You know, chilling. What about you?
I'm also chilling.
It's hot outside.
It's hot in here.
It's
hot
not
everywhere.
nothing like outside.
The mornings are starting to get cold, I notice.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
well,
got,
the leaves are changing.
Oh, the leaves that you put in your tea.
Yes. It's probably changing because I'm suffocating them by teabagging them so much.
there's a tea. It's pretty much the only tea I drink, and I only drink it on special occasions. It's a David's Tea brand tea called Cold 911. And the special occasions are when I'm sick. It works wonders. It's like, I don't know if it's got mint in it or something, but it just clears you right up.
There's a lot of good David's teas. I
Yes.
don't drink tea that often, but when I do, it's
David's Tea is like the Apple of the tea world.
yeah. I would agree with that. Except,
does that even mean?
except there's a lot more varieties.
Colors?
Varieties.
They have a guy in a turtleneck sell tea.
What Apple stores do you go to?
I meant Steve Jobs. But
Yeah.
I know. No, it's like
That would be a great selling
have you ever been
point.
to Tijuana?
I have.
I have.
Isn't that pretty much David's tea?
not
What
the same.
makes David's tea
David.
so much better?
David. No,
He's such
it's
a great guy.
I think it's the
Except there's always just females there. That's probably why.
it's always I think the brand culture. Like
Okay.
Starbucks.
yeah, like you feel like you have a certain status, I think, when you use a certain product that is on par with Apple. Cuz like Apple has like premium stuff and they charge for it.
Yeah, and it's shit.
But well, sorry, it looks like premium stuff.
Yeah, it looks slick. Like you look like their stuff looks cool.
Yeah, it's polished. And it's the whole experience going to the Apple store and everything's white and on display and everything works.
That sounds almost racist. Not like you're being racist, but the Apple experience is racist
They have
almost.
black too. They just don't have
Okay.
those ones on display.
I'll rephrase. You walk in there and everything is reflecting all colors at the same time. That's how that works, right? I was gonna say absorbing, but no. But yeah, I think David's Tea is like
Okay. I worked with a girl who swore by Tijuana, so that's why I was interested to hear what makes David's tea so much better.
She's a hipster.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. You know, just she has to go for the off-brand. I don't actually know.
David Tea, like their packaging is nice. Like it's these canisters that are all tight fitting and they all fit well together and look nice together. So they have like this brand awareness thing where you want to buy them all so that you have like a set kind of thing. I think it's a smart play. But Tiavana,
Something like that, yeah.
they're almost like the Tim Hortons of the coffee industry, if that makes sense.
Actually, yes, I hate Tim Hortons.
Oh,
So that actually cleared it up a lot.
why do you hate Tim Hortons?
Their coffee is gross.
Inconsistent.
Like, I feel like the reason why everybody gets double doubles at Tim Hortons is because Tim Hortons coffee in general is just bad.
I don't
So,
get double doubles.
You get singles, don't you?
Yeah,
Regular?
a regular.
Regular.
A regular coffee is 1 cream, 1 sugar.
Yeah.
We should go get Gretzky's. We haven't done that yet.
Oh, 69?
99.
What? 99?
Whoops.
What's on your mind?
Whoops.
Gretzky was a good looking dude. Just
Spencer wants a 69 with Wayne Gretzky. somebody please make me some fan art here.
Oh, no. Rip.
Fragoute and Gretzky.
Oh, God.
Who's on top there?
Well, if it's a 69,
Yeah, one person's on top.
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't necessarily
does
need to be.
You could be
How do you
floating in
69?
space.
I 69, one person on the bottom, one person on the top.
You could 69 side to side.
You
Yeah.
could, but nobody does that.
Nobody 69s in general.
Lots of people do.
No.
Look up.
That's something people
Okay,
try
if
and
you
then
say
realize.
look up on porn, like if you look it up, yes, Pornhub will come up, and I'm sure you'll find a lot of 69. You can't just look up.
But no, I feel like it's something that a bunch of people try and they're like, this is dumb, and they stop trying it.
Huh.
I think I told a story about a 69 that my friend did, where his nose was just a little bit too pointy.
Sorry, his noise?
His nose.
sorry.
Oh.
His nose was a little bit too pointy.
I think you did tell the story.
Yeah.
Tell it again.
Well,
Let's finish the story.
he was 69ing, and his nose was a little bit too pointy, and it went a little too far down. It was a shitty situation.
It's kind of like his nose was a rocket trying to get to the dirt star.
I was going to say he nose punched the dirt star, but you went with the dirt star thing first.
Yeah.
Either way, yes. His nose was digging in shit.
Mm.
He could never do it again.
He must have been on the top or the bottom.
Don't think it matters. He didn't go into that much detail. All I know is that I was just like, too much information.
Huh.
Is that something that people or guys regularly share?
What, their 69ing habits?
Their sexcapades?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the group. This group doesn't really talk about it.
No, but that'd be weird because we all know, like, we're pretty close with Sarah. Like, she's in the group, and if she was just there, and
Well,
Ben was like,
no, but like I
like,
know.
oh yeah, this happened. I'd be like,
But like I know groups of people who are very open about that.
Your orgy group?
Do I have an orgy group?
Do you?
the Facebook page
No.
that you follow.
Okay, I thought you. So, I know somebody who's very open about their porn watching habits, and they just tell me all the time, like, "Oh, see, I'm like, I saw this pretty cool porn last night." I'm like, "Oh, really? Tell me about it." So, where this group, I feel like that doesn't really happen. That we're ever just like, "Oh, check out what I watched last night." Like, no.
No, but I think this group is highly upon roasting people.
Yes.
So if you
We do
start
like making fun
talking
of
about,
people.
if you start talking about your porn habits, you know it's coming back to bite you at some point in this group. So it's better to just keep that with
Bite
a
me?
separate group.
What kind of porn are you into?
Bukkake.
Oh, man.
Reverse bukkake, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of getting fucked, I want to talk about the Microsoft Store.
Oh.
I found out today.
Salty.
Have you heard about the Madden Challenge? Or their Madden series they're running?
No.
They're doing a series all across the United States and some stores in Canada for Madden tournaments.
Is this Madden is a football video game, right? Yeah.
Football video. And guess whose local store decided to start running those on Monday nights but turned down the Halo events? Hey.
Calgary. That's our only
they've
Microsoft store.
really disappointed me, especially because we know I'm not going to name names because whatever.
Yeah.
Doug.
But anyways, we know somebody who is higher in the Microsoft corporation or whatever, who deals with each store individually and helps run these events. And he came to me after we did some more complaining on Twitter about these Halo events that everywhere's getting, like 50 stores or something. And he came and DM'd me and said, "Did they tell you why you didn't get the Halo events, or like what their reason was?" And I said, "Well, yeah, they said that the corporate office or whatever said that they can't do it because they're only picking so many stores to do it." And he asked who told me that, and then said, "Well, that's not true."
Oh.
It's actually, it was up to the stores, and some stores who wanted to do it couldn't do it because of previous engagements that they had planned. But then I'm thinking, when he said that, I was like, we get pushed back all the time. If this was that important to them, they could have pushed something else back. But
I was gonna say, if nothing else, they usually plan their stuff for Saturdays. All these were planned on Sundays.
I know.
So,
and
like,
that's when we're doing all our events anyways.
Yeah, it's just like, oh well, great.
It was a very, I was pissed. I was very pissed when I found that out, because not only then was I lied to because they didn't want to just say, no, we didn't want to do it.
I'm convinced, because I was thinking about it today at work instead of working. I was thinking about, I'm legitimately wondering if we are like the loudest group they have in there, and they just don't want like us in there. Really, that's the only thing I could come up with. Because like, wow, like because like they did the League of Legends thing. I was like, okay, that's probably a mandatory thing for a lot of the stores, because like that has huge sponsorships behind it. But then when I heard that they were doing this Madden one, I was just like, okay, there's no way they're Madden people. Like, there's no way that gets like priority over Halo. I refuse to believe it. I know that
like the NFL and Microsoft have a huge deal together.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you own 343. This is pushing your own thing, and you can't do it?
Yeah.
Just for a little bit of context for new listeners, Spencer here, he's quite big in the Calgary Halo community. Some might say he even is the Calgary Halo community, and has worked with Microsoft stores before to run events for like 2v2 and 4v4 LANs and stuff. So if you were wondering why we're talking about this, that would be why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaking shitty, man. Like,
yeah. Like the only reason why I can see, like, I understand what you're saying, but like the only thing I can see is that we don't draw a big enough crowd.
Yeah.
Do you think Madden draws in a bigger crowd?
No.
That was gonna be my thing.
But then that was them trying to expand, because they've never done Madden at the store, so that's them trying to see if maybe it gets a bigger crowd.
Well, 343 advertising your store will bring people in.
That's what I said. And I said that to the guy who's higher up, as I said, that would have probably brought in.
Yeah, because they pushed these, for their first run of it, they pushed these events hard.
Yeah.
Like, they were advertising them all over the place. I don't think they advertised their 2v2 one as well as their free-for-all one, but it's like, point is that people know about it.
Yeah.
And just like, all that just goes out the window for us.
And the biggest thing is they promised that they would start advertising our events for the one Sunday a month that we get now, because that's what we've been pushed back to. And they haven't ever done that either.
Yeah.
This is some serious beef sauce going on right here.
It's huge beef sauce. More beef sauce about gaming things too. So me and Steven are doing this CSGO event.
Yeah, we are.
That's coming up this Sunday. We're running.
I think I saw an advertisement for it.
Yeah, it's for
probably,
$90,000 or something if you get to the finals. They are, I don't want to trash them per se.
Fucking trash them.
Well, no, because technically we're contracted by them.
Yeah.
Trash them
it's
after
actually a
the
paid
event.
gig. Anyway, I run, if for more people who are new to this show, I run a lot of gaming events, or try to, and I'm trying to push into the esports and gaming community by doing these events. Anyway, I'm doing these events, and they're just not run as smoothly as I'd like them to be.
Yeah.
Is a fair way to say it. A lot of the information that we get is last minute. Like, the event is Sunday today is Tuesday, right?
Wednesday.
No, Wednesday now. Sorry, the long weekend got me screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
And we still don't know what time we have to be there on Sunday, or what time everybody's gonna be there, and we have to make sure everything's set up for.
What?
Also, for what's worth, based on the game being played, those matches can run quite a while. And for how many teams they have there, this could be a very long day, which is fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, but if they don't start till like 3 p.m., we might not get out of there till like early morning next
I can't
day.
complain for the amount of money we're getting paid for a day.
Yeah.
Like 2 days if you want to count the 3 hours or whatever we spent the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, in my mind, if you're running such a large event across the country at the same time, things need to be pre-planned and like organized to the point where like I should know this stuff at least a week and a half in advance, at least.
So this CSGO thing is happening in the movie theater, right?
Yes.
So can anybody just walk into the theater and spectate?
You have to spectating, I believe you have to actually pay.
Okay. I wonder if they'll just charge like for a movie ticket or
I
whatever.
think it's like $5.
Oh, nothing.
I think that's what it was at the Call of Duty.
I thought they pretty much charged for a movie ticket. I could be wrong.
Could be. Like I said, I think I didn't have to pay because I was one of the people playing in it.
Say we were.
And you were guests.
Yeah, well, you were only allowed 2 guests.
Yes.
And I don't remember because I think we paid for a ticket, and I think somebody was like, "Look, nobody's gonna come to spectate this, so go get a refund. We'll just let you in anyway." I can't remember.
Yeah. I remember I was trying to pick up on the one girl who was working at the didn't work out.
I think I know what you're talking about, which case it's one of Tyson's friends.
Was it?
Yeah. Who? Yeah.
Damn it. She was attractive. Anyways, besides the point.
69able?
Yeah.
Is that the new rating for people? Is like, would you 69 them? Yes.
Yeah.
or no?
Well, Alex used to have this rating.
The binary system.
The binary system for rating women.
Ones and zeros?
Ones and zeros.
Yeah.
It's a yes or no. There's no scale of 10 on who's hotter. It's just either yes or no. This is Alex.
I guess.
Alex will take what he can get. But now I think we should move to 69able because if she's not willing to go that far.
Is that going to be like
'Cause
something
that's-
that we're going to do on this show? Like you're going to pop a picture up on the thing and be like 69able and we all have to think about it and say yes or no? And the chat can, or whatever, comments that people can comment down below what they think.
Yeah. Pick a celebrity. It's like the pass or smash.
Yeah,
thing.
but 69able.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably was.
Oh man. So how many teams are expected to show up in our city's event?
I think each city has, or each event or regional event has 8 teams.
8 teams?
8. Yeah.
8 teams of how many players?
5.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
40 people? That's 40, right? That's my math. Yeah.
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 You're fine.
Yes.
Okay, so 40 people per city. How many cities are involved?
I have no idea.
So one in every major city,
Yeah.
and then I believe like the GTA, there's like 6 in that area.
Oh, wow.
That's Greater Toronto area for for
Yeah.
ignoramus.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
See, I guess the finals will be in Toronto, so not
Yeah.
as much for flights and stuff for everyone.
Yeah, they don't have to pay. Whoever wins in each region.
Oh,
doesn't
well, that's
have
what I
to
mean, is that having 6 teams in Toronto, though,
Yeah,
that qualify, well, you don't have to pay for 6 teams' flights.
Yeah,
I wonder why they chose $90,000 as the prize.
that's just whatever the sponsorship money.
It's
got.
probably first place will probably be like 50, and then they'll split the last 40 between however many.
Yeah, it'll
I
probably
see.
be like
So then first place 50 sounds like a good number compared to first place 62 or something.
or first place 60 and then 20 and 10.
I just assumed it was first place 90.
Eh.
No,
But I guess you have too many people in the
you gotta have top 3.
I
Minimum.
guess top 3 teams. And yeah, like if it's first place 50, that's 50 split between 5
5
people.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is then. Yeah,
How many women would you say are going to be in this league? If you could guess, or if you didn't.
I'm gonna say there's gonna be maybe 1 out of the 8 teams here in Calgary.
Maybe one woman?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
could be completely wrong. There could be a full team.
I would say I'm not, and I don't think this is a Spencer's goal either. Not necessarily is it like trying to be like excluding of women, but it's more just like, yeah, I don't see.
I can't see a team.
The general
of 5
target
women.
demographic is, or I guess for esports in general, is like 90% male.
Yeah,
And
I'd say 10-1.
yeah, so therefore, even for Counter-Strike, there's a lot of women playing it. How many of them are necessarily going to want to go to a theater on a Sunday with a bunch of sweaty nerds? I don't know.
How do you know they're going to be sweaty?
Because they're nerds.
And
They
And-
air
and
condition
because-
those theaters. Like,
Because if they try half as hard as I try in Halo in a random
Oh, you're
matchmaking
sweating.
day, they're going to be sweating.
and it's for $90,000 or $50 for first. So
Yeah, they get free flights out of Toronto and then the potential to play for X amount of thousands of dollars. They're going to get sweaty.
So I'm sweating. I'd 69 that money. Let's just say that.
so are like you guys are both like sort of co-organizing this event or
No.
I would not put. I definitely wouldn't put in my position as that much power or that much responsibility.
Mine's a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all on Spencer and Steven does nothing. We'll
Yeah,
just-
I'll do what Spencer asks me to do that day, and that's
Okay.
about it.
Okay, so basically, I am my position name was something like
Tournament director.
tournament director,
That's cool.
which I was like, and when I heard that, I was like, okay, like I'm going to be planning everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then once we got there for the day, I realized that really I got to make sure that these guys and myself are doing something, but other than that, I don't have to worry about anything else. But it's like we're making sure that the game is on, they have audio, and they can get into their match. Would you say that's a fair assessment?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like if there's a bug, they're gonna look to us to fix it first.
Yes.
Okay.
If it's specifically a game bug, if it's a hardware thing, I think then that's on the other people.
Yeah.
So this may seem obvious, but you guys are not participating in the tournament.
No.
No.
Okay, because I know at other Halo events,
Counter-Strike is lame.
you would run them and participate in them.
Yeah, and if that was for money, I wouldn't.
Right.
Like, if there was an actual money.
If it was for money, you'd go and get first place with me.
Yeah, somebody else, then you'd be running it. No,
try.
but like, honestly, if it was for money, I couldn't at
Mm-hmm.
the Halo events. But the
Yeah.
Halo events are more community. It's more about like
Only for Microsoft points.
It's not even for that
not
anymore.
even for that anymore. That
Yeah.
ended in June. I didn't even get my last $20 or whatever because it
Oh.
expired.
Yeah, same.
No, lately, like people haven't been showing up to the Microsoft events anyways. Like, I don't know if like that hype has died or like I haven't heard from Pat in weeks. I think he's working and traveling on vacation and stuff, but like it's just kind of like a slow time for that Halo. And as much as I keep trying to grow it, it just
Yeah.
I think part of it too is just that it's Halo 5 and half the people, at least people I know who would be like more easily convinced for wanting to dedicate more time, don't care that much about Halo 5.
yeah.
Because we had there was that online night last week, and that Shadow guy, he said he wanted to play more. And I'm just like, yeah, that's great. But I'm like, I don't really want to grind Halo 5 that much.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, like,
Yeah, and I
like
feel
yeah, it's
bad.
fun, but I'm like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it that much.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun when you have a group, but at the same time, even like if you're playing ranked, you're playing sweaty tryhards, so then you have to try hard. And it's a game where like if you're not tryharding and you're not
It's like we have such a wide range of skill groups too.
that too.
So it's just like it's legitimately tough playing when all four people are in completely different divisions. It's like, okay, like
Yeah.
the lowest guy might not get a kill like 4 games in a row. It's like, well, that's tough.
And then that's no fun for him. And then we're losing, so then we're not having fun.
That's competition, baby.
But if we had a group of like 300 people, then we probably could find people within relative skill
Yeah.
groups.
Well,
And
then everybody could find people of their
Yeah.
relative
Yeah.
skill group.
You can sort of like divvy them up and
Yeah.
have them play in their own sort of like divisions.
Yeah.
but you know, it's part of starting out. It's like, yeah, you have
and
a
we're
few
also
people, but
in the first 6 months still of whatever, and we'll still throw events, and it's always fun when everybody comes out. And
we're just saying that the 343 event would have helped Microsoft.
Oh, that would have helped huge.
Wow.
Like that was on Twitter. That was everywhere.
Yeah,
Anyway, enough of this rambling. I didn't mean for it to go on
that's fine.
that long, but
Yeah. I switched to the CS:GO thing too.
Yeah.
Goddamn gaming.
Yeah. We all got together on Sunday.
We did.
Oh yes.
That was a long day.
It was. So the three of us, my brother Nick, who's on last week's episode, my girlfriend Sarah, all sat down to watch Silicon Valley on Blu-ray. It was a long day. Started at like 11 a.m.
Yeah, somebody who doesn't watch much TV, that was very brutal.
It was a grind.
I was saying, I don't know if you were around to hear this, that was more TV than I had watched that entire year up to that point.
Oh,
So it's just like,
me too.
oh my goodness. Like, I saw the third season earlier this year, and on that, I saw an episode of Black Mirror, and I think that's the only 2 bits of TV I've seen this year. And then we sat down on Sunday and watched 2 seasons of Silicon Valley, plus a bit of the third. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
You got to keep watching Black Mirror, man.
Yeah, but then I have to watch TV.
Yeah. I'm in the same
Who
boat.
watches TV?
I'd rather go downstairs and stream.
I watch a lot of TV, actually.
I've been studying math recently.
Really?
Yeah, we'll go into that later.
Okay. So Silicon Valley is an HBO show about, you guessed it, Silicon Valley, and a group of dudes who...
For the uninitiated, Silicon Valley is like a tech startup capital of the world.
Yeah. It's like where Google is.
Yeah, just a ton of tech companies have their headquarters there.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
It's really fucking funny, dude. Because it was written by the same people who did Office Space. I don't know if you guys have...
I'm familiar with it, I haven't seen it.
Never seen it.
Really good comedy, really good writing. And it has TJ Miller
Yeah.
as one of the leads. Oh my god, so good.
It was good. There were definitely some dry moments.
Oh yeah.
I found like some of the episodes was kind of harder to get through.
There was a guide I was reading up on before we did our binge watching, and it was just like, you guys will really enjoy watching this series, but here's a few episodes you don't need to watch, and here's the ones you absolutely have to, because this is how the story progresses. And it's, yeah, some of the later ones are like, you can just skip this one. It's just side stories and nothing.
I was gonna say, I don't know about you. I think season 3 might be the dry season out of the 3 of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think I'm slightly biased, and this is when I was first recommending the show to you. I wasn't sure if you were gonna like it because so I'm a software developer. So then everything about the show is pretty much stuff that like they market and try to appeal towards me because I'm like their exact target demographic.
Yeah.
So for me, even the slow parts, I'm like, yeah, this is still dope. I still like it a lot. Where other people can be like, this is probably incredibly boring and awful right now.
Yeah, no, I'm totally into it. I love the whole like,
How many dicks you can jerk off at one time?
yeah, just
that's the best part.
like I
The amount of
consider
dicks.
I consider myself a nerd in my own way, but like maybe not programming nerd, but I get it when they're all freaking out and servers are exploding and whatever. To be I'm trying to be spoiler free here, but
Yeah, no, and that's what I do think those moments exist in the show. I think those parts are great. But then when they're like talking about project management and Scrum boards and stuff, where I'm just like, yeah, Scrum boards. I know exactly what that's like. I'm just like, this is probably not necessarily lost. You get the idea of project management, but it's where I'm like, whoa, I literally just did that 2 hours ago for work. It's like, hey, like this is cool. Where somebody else might not get that.
I feel like they were really pushing the limit much how Big Bang Theory was towards the end. Like Big Bang Theory just became this really shitty sitcom. It started great because it really showed like the plight of the nerds. But then, mainstream media got a hold and kind of took it the wrong way, I think. And I think towards the end of Silicon Valley, you start to see some of that. Like when they start to talk about Schrodinger's cat, it's like, yeah, this is a cool thing that a lot of people know about already, but it's totally irrelevant. Like it's just a logic exercise, right?
Sorry, what part did you think Schrodinger's cat was irrelevant to?
So in the show, they just make reference to it, but it felt like the way it was written, they wanted to feature Schrodinger's cat because a lot of people know about that and Big Bang Theory.
Oh, to make
had it.
people kind of feel smart, like I remember this philosophy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, it felt a little bit demeaning. Maybe not that much, but I did notice it.
Yeah. I personally like the joke surrounding it so much that I thought it was great, but I can see where you're coming from. They started going like, oh, like, look how smart we all are for knowing one of the most famous philosophy questions of all time.
Yeah. But regardless, it's a great show. Highly recommend. If you have HBO, go check it out. If you don't, go buy the Blu-rays like Steven. So, you were saying.
Yeah, the math. I've been trying to study up more on artificial intelligence and specifically making my own form of artificial intelligence.
Okay.
And because it's cool.
So that he can retire early and have this artificial intelligence work for him.
Of course.
There's a lot of interesting uses, or I shouldn't say uses.
Yeah, you don't want to anger the AI by saying that you're using it.
No, it's more that there's certain things that I'm curious if I could get an artificial intelligence to do.
69.
Not quite. I would love to see if I could like
420 blaze it.
Yeah. I would love to see if I could get it to... I know there's artificial intelligences out there already that study the stock market. I think that would be cool if I could get... Like, as somebody who doesn't know anything, what sorts of conclusions, if me writing some sort of bot, could that come up with? If I say, okay, like, I'll give it 10,000 fake dollars, and then from there it'll just, like, pull from the stock market every hour and get data and try to figure out what stocks to buy and stuff. I think that sounds like a cool experiment.
Okay,
that'd be cool.
I've seen... people who've made artificial intelligences that learn to play like Mario Brothers and stuff like that and like learn to beat levels. I'm like, that sounds sick. That's really mostly why I wanted to build. I think that sounds sweet. So I figured it'd be mostly just like a programming puzzle, and I started reading like a book on it and stuff. And then very quickly, like, it was like, oh, this thing's, it was some like online book, but it's like, oh yeah, it's only like 5 sections. That should be easy. And I get a third of the way through the first section after like 20 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Like, this shouldn't take too long at all. And then I immediately hit like a math wall where I go through like 3 sentences every hour. And I'm just like, this sucks. Like,
man.
This is brutal. And yeah, and that's pretty much where it's at right now. So whenever people have sent me like Snapchats and stuff over the past few days, I just send them like responses of math equations I'm trying to figure out, and then it makes me feel intelligent.
My eldest brother Mike is pretty good at math.
Yeah.
So he may be able to help you.
Half of it is just that it's a bunch of terms I haven't heard before.
Okay.
I went decently far in my math career, I guess. You know, I did calculus courses and stuff and did first year university.
Same here.
Yeah.
Like I learned linear algebra.
Yeah, I did linear algebra.
Calculus.
What's
math.
discrete math? Do you do that at all?
No.
Oh, okay. It's pretty much just proofs.
Oh, okay.
So like prove that a number is even or whatever.
I was doing like matrices and
Yeah, that's linear algebra.
yeah.
Yeah, there's also a lot of that too.
The problem is that in my current career, I need grade 9 math. So it's like trigonometry
I know.
and yeah, like fractions, conversions.
Well, I'm going over like sigmoid functions and gradient descents. I'm like, I don't know what either of those are. So it's interesting.
It's interesting, like when you hit the point that you want to learn something on your own, like you don't have to go to school anymore, and it's like you don't have to take a math class. You're doing this because you want to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you can actually put the time into research. It's interesting.
The biggest thing is like if you're enjoying something and you want to learn it, you'll like take the extra steps to do it.
Yeah.
But like if you're just something's thrown in front of you, you're like, you know, you have to do it, but it's almost like it's that will, the drive and will to do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like instead of, I almost wonder if the question in schools instead of needs to be like, oh, where would I use this in life? It should be like, what cool thing can I do with this? And then maybe you'd get people interested. I never really liked my calculus classes because I was like, yeah, like I understand why it's useful, but I don't really want to pursue any of those. I don't think any of those are cool. If they told me in my calculus class that something that could be used for building artificial intelligences, I would have paid a lot more attention.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube channel called Numberphile
Oh, yeah.
that I quite enjoy. I don't know why. I just find it relaxing.
Numberphile's great.
Basically, they write down like cool math related, I don't know if it's just like coincidences or puzzles or whatever, on brown paper. It's filmed by Brady Heron. You may know him from Hello Internet podcast, but or one of his like 11 channels that he runs. But yeah, I learned quite a few math things just from that channel.
Ever hear the birthday problem? I think it was on Number File they talked about it. Or I don't think it's called the birthday problem, but
I think I did,
okay.
yeah.
It was how many people. So there's 365 days in a year.
Yeah.
How many people do you need before there's a 50, like when you add one more person, there will be a 50% chance that two people share the same birthday. So, okay, so let's say, 365 days. If you have 365 people, like in a group, and you're going to add one more person, that's 100% guaranteed that that person's going to share a birthday with somebody else in the group.
Yeah.
So how many people do you need for it to be a 50% chance? Most people would guess roughly the halfway mark, I'd assume. 365 people, okay, 183 people or something like that.
Yeah.
The actual answer is like 27. It's really weird. It's like, I don't remember how it's explained, but saying like 27 people is what you need, and like blows me away.
We have talked about number file on this podcast before when I was explaining the correct way to cut a cake
Yes.
video. So go listen to that episode and then go watch that video. One of Brady's other channels is called Computer File.
Yeah.
So he basically talks to a bunch of computer nerds about like systems and logic and old computers, new computers, how everything works, and AI. So I don't know how much you've delved into those videos, but
I saw that they did a couple artificial intelligence videos, but I think for the most part they're just giving like an overview of kind of where things are at right now, or how a computer decides that, which like I know the general idea of how they work, but I just need like the actual functional, like super specific details. Like instead of looking for a 15-minute overview now, I'm looking for like several parts of hour-long lectures.
Did you ever watch that thing about the AI that learned to play Dota 2 and beat the world's best Dota 2 player?
did not hear that.
I don't think so, no.
It was posted on one of the, I can't remember what gaming channel brought it up, but yeah, it was like right after the Dota 2 Invitational or whatever. They brought out just a little USB stick that was the AI plugged into the computer, and they 1v1'd.
See,
and he destroyed him. And they said it literally took him, it took the AI 48 hours, and it has played more games of Dota than any person could ever play, like years and years of worth. And it knows every strategy that you could ever play.
See,
Wow.
This is the interesting thing about that, and this is something I was thinking about because I'm like Halo a lot, so like, I wonder if you could do an artificial intelligence to play Halo. But part of the problem I was having was, in theory, a computer can be 100% accurate and not like make a mistake in terms of like a physical mistake, where a person will. And so how much is a computer AI like that potentially just not making human mistakes? How much does that change things? Because I was wondering, like, if I built a Halo one, if I just made it so it was played on 10 sensitivity, but could always hit targets like 100% of the time, never missed a shot, then, well, that's pretty much always going to win. Yeah. But I was like, okay, what if I forced it to only ever have like a 40% accuracy? Could it still train to be better? I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about. Because it was the same thing with like StarCraft, where I was like, oh yeah, like, sure, there could be an AI that's best at StarCraft, but if a good portion of StarCraft is trying to build things quickly and multitasking, well, if they never miss a click or anything, then yeah, the AI is always just going to win.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that's like Dota. That game's all about what items to buy, what like that. The meta in that game is huge compared to like Halo. Yeah. And the biggest thing is they literally plugged it in and didn't teach it anything. Like it had no limits. So basically, it would be like if you plugged it into Halo, it would have to learn to shoot. It would be like a person first ever playing.
Yeah, they learn all the
shooter.
Inputs and then react from there.
Yeah, and then it would slowly figure out what's better, like how do I get shot less, and it would learn to strafe and stuff over who knows how long, but like it'd be interesting to see how long it takes to get to the point where like if you put it up against pros and stuff like that, like what would be the outcome. The problem with FPS and shooters is that like if the AI registers that, okay, if it hits the head so many times and it can react faster than the other person, is most likely going to win.
There's an old Halo 3 video, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, if so I'll show it to you later, of a group of modders in Halo 3 against a team of pros, and the pros still won. It was gangst.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you build an AI to play poker?
Probably not, because I feel like that's been done a lot already. Also poker stuff, because the people I would want to put it up again, I wouldn't want to put it up with fake money, because fake money usually has people just getting bored and going all in all the time. But then putting it up against people for real money then starts becoming concerning. Not necessarily because I could just limit it to X amount of dollars I'd be willing to risk and just let it run. But that would, I'd assume, would be considered cheating in gambling. That does have crimes attached to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's really no point because you could only use it for fake money, and that's boring.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless I had people who like specifically agreed to play against a bot, but most people would be like, why would I do that if I can play against real people?
Yeah. That you can read, and that's the biggest part of poker too, is reading somebody. Yeah.
There's a fair amount of just like statistics and things, and I don't know.
Like ratio and like what the chances are of.
Yeah, like if you flop, what was it? If you flop a flush draw, I think you have like a 37% chance of hitting it by the time the river is flipped over. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've read up on my poker numbers.
It's time, everybody, for us to play Safe Word.
8.
For those who don't know, Safe Word is the part of our show where we go onto UrbanDictionary.com, grab a couple terms, slap some definitions of our own on them,
and use them as a safe word.
And use them when we want to stop 69ing.
Word number 1, 69.
Your first term that you must define. Brave ass.
That sucks because I'm assuming it's something to do with Braveheart, and I've never seen it.
I'm gonna just say it's an asshole who just does things like would jump off a cliff, and like he's a cocky asshole. He's
an asshole who like goes skydiving.
Yeah.
Like,
he's brave,
wrestles lions
or cocky.
Wasn't Braveheart the movie where the guy at some point gets like covered in blood but still like rides into battle anyway?
Yep.
When we were watching Silicon Valley, there's one part when they're at a porn convention.
Yes.
And there's a website called Brutalized Assholes.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Brave Ass is a brutalized asshole, but the person's still wanting more.
So a brave ass is just like willing to accept whatever into the ass.
I guess.
Okay.
No matter how much pain or wherever it's in, he'll still keep going.
It's like that meme, like anything can be a dildo if you're brave enough.
Oh no.
But then they'll show a picture of like a cactus or something.
Yeah.
Pussies.
It has nothing to do with Braveheart.
Dang it.
Brave ass, another word for commando, to describe the act of not wearing any underwear under your pants.
All right.
You're brave assing it. Because you're bare assing it, I guess. Your next term, drain the granny out of it. What does it mean to drain the granny out of it?
Oh.
Or draining the granny out of something.
I'm just going to go with when something's old and hasn't been used in a long time and you got to clean it out.
Okay.
Either sexually or just, well, I haven't cleaned.
How do you clean something out sexually? Just like...
a douchebag.
Yeah.
I guess?
An enema.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, what's the... Yeah, an enema.
Yeah, but you're not like...
You got enema before you brave ass.
But like, you're not necessarily like sexually cleaning it. You're cleaning it out for sexual purposes. You're not just like, oh yeah.
Have you ever heard the term like cleaning the cobwebs out? Time to...
No.
Yeah.
Like sexually? Like it's...
No. Who is cobweb sexually?
No, like it's like when a girl hasn't had sex in a long time or it's old and it's like, oh, I've got the cobwebs up in there.
Never heard of that.
No?
I haven't. It makes sense.
Grody.
Yeah, so that's the way I'm taking it. It's
okay.
Like,
so that's what you're saying, draining the granny out of it is like cleaning out the cobwebs?
Yeah, or like it can be sexual or non-sexual. It could be like cleaning out like your fridge after you've been gone for like 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, Well, gotta get rid of that old shit.
I'm gonna say it is when you ejaculate.
Okay.
And then you wait.
your
You don't
sperm
go
old
pee
or
right away. Right? So like you might sleep first or something.
Okay.
And then you go pee like you go to pee the next morning, stuff that's draining the granny out because like your sperm is very quickly aged.
Oh man.
You're putting some imagery in my brain that is like not welcome.
Compared to cleaning the cobwebs out? No, don't look at me like I'm that weird.
I don't think you're weird. Okay. I'm just gonna tell you what
What
it
type of
is.
imagery are you thinking of?
Draining the granny out of something is when you get every little last bit. So, person who is known for taking large sips. Hey, can I have a sip of your drink? Person with drink. Sure, but don't drain the granny out of it. So don't like finish it to completion. And then there's a gif of this granny like hitting a bong hard. It's pretty sweet. They start putting like images and gifs under the definition, so it's pretty sweet. Your final term, exclamation pants.
Pants you jizzed in.
What are exclamation pants, Spencer?
Plants. Pants that just tell people how you feel, like in a bright and like galaxy tights on girls when they're all just like, I don't fucking know.
Galaxy pants? I'm looking this one up.
What's galaxy pants? No, we gotta define that.
Like galaxy pants?
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
They're
Steven
like
has
the
it.
galaxy tights that look like they have galaxies on them. You've seriously never seen girls wear like what are they?
Are they actually called galaxy pants or using it as like a slang term?
That's what.
Oh my
no,
goodness, that is what
this girl told me that's what they were called.
Oh, so it's just pants with like a nebula printed on
Yes.
them. Okay. I thought galaxy pants were like a cert, like a brand name or something.
No,
weird
I don't
looking.
think so. Not as far as I know.
Your booty like 2 planets. Woo! You know that song?
What?
It's.
I believe he said your booty is like 2 planets.
I did say that. It's a popular song. I can't remember the name of it right now.
It's like that popular song where the guy says, or this girl says, you got to eat the booty like it's groceries.
I do know that song.
You guys listen to weird music.
I got this perfect picture after that song came out, and it's this guy holding this ass up, and he's like, "This don't taste like no groceries."
Oh man! Exclamation pants. You said jizzing your pants?
Yeah.
You're very close.
Shitting your
Darn.
pants?
It's just popping a boner in your pants. So.
Oh, okay.
That when he actually said his thing about pants, I thought that's where he was going to go with it.
Oh.
When you said saying first like pants that tell all or something like that. It's like, oh, so it's like tight sweatpants or something where it's like, oh, everybody knows what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Has that ever
Oh.
happened to you guys? Popping a boner in class? Having to
Yes.
stand up? That's happened to you?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the most awkward thing ever.
I don't know if it ever had happened to me.
I just assumed you never had a penis, so.
Yeah, well, you know.
No, it's like a. So you know the Game Grumps?
Yeah.
Or no, is it the Game Grumps? No, Ninja Sex Party or whatever. And they did a video.
No reason boner.
No reason boner.
Yep.
No reason boner.
And it's hilarious, but it's true. It's like you could be in class and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's like
Like,
you're like,
scientist. No reason boner.
That's a great song.
it is a great song. My sister just bought actually a Game Grumps shirt, I believe.
I saw that shirt, I think. Well, I saw a Game Grumps shirt that she has.
I think that's the only one she has.
Okay.
I don't know. She comes over here more than I do now.
There's a new Ninja Sex Party album coming out soon.
Oh, is
Is it
there?
coming out soon?
I think it is. It's their new cover album. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
everything's
okay.
recorded.
Oh.
But yeah, like they did one cover album where they like sang a whole bunch of old songs with I think it's Twerp, TWRP was their band, like their accompanying instruments.
Tupperware Remix Party?
Yes.
TWRP, yeah.
Yeah. I call them Twerp.
Or TRP.
No, TWRP.
It's TWRP. All right.
Anyways, I think they've joined them again to do another set of songs, and these are like 80s songs, right? Like classics. So I'm excited.
I want more like random ass songs.
Oh yeah.
As I'm waiting for their album with Cool Patrol and eating food in the shower on it.
Yeah.
We're eating food in the shower.
That was such a
They're
weird
so
one.
good. Like
Yeah.
everything they put out.
Nick bumps them in the car all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
At the what event was it? I think it was the last 2v2 we did. Devin and I did duets of Ninja Sex Party on the way there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
When Nick and I were looking for an apartment, we were going place to place and just blasting this. And Sarah was with us, and she'd never heard Ninja Sex Party before, so that was interesting. Yeah. No, they're good. Good shit. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
If you're into very grotesque music. I don't know how to define it. It's comedy music.
Yeah.
It's like Adam Sandler music, but better. Way better.
Or Lil Dicky.
Or Little Dicky. That's a better comparison,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Oh, so I think I told you about the Iceberg Esports
Yes.
that I'm like the chief marketing officer for now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I keep seeing you tweet about them, but I had no idea what the relation was.
Yeah, so they offered me a job 2 weeks ago. Anyways, we picked up this Dota team that it's really good players. Like, I don't know anything about Dota, but like they're in this. Do you know Beyond the Summit or something like that?
Yep.
Well, they're holding a Dota tournament right now.
Oh, cool.
We just 2-0'd this team, and our team came out of open bracket.
Yeah,
And
what
was
up?
just dominating. And then we picked up a pretty big team for CSGO for DreamHack Montreal. And then we're picking up a Halo team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who's going to be on the Halo team?
I can't disclose yet.
Can be Steven. You got to have
No.
him.
No.
Please, I'm retired.
It
Like,
is coming out of the Greater Toronto Halo guys.
okay.
That's where it's starting. I can't say much more than that.
Those guys are nice. Like, from everything I follow GTA Halo on
I got
on
more
Twitter
big
and
news,
stuff?
but
What?
I got more big news.
What's that?
Oh.
It's about the Calgary Halo.
Oh?
Our merch is coming out
Merch?
Oh, really?
this
Hook me up.
end of this week.
Pay
Dude,
for it. Be
what?
an adult.
I'll pay for
yeah,
it.
I can't. I'm not buying it for anybody. I may buy like one thing to like give away at like a tournament, like a shirt or
Yeah.
something. But
When I say hook me up, I mean, like, give me the details.
oh yeah, well,
Give me the
it's through
resources.
Acquire.
Nice.
He said that the store will be up by the end of this week.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
That's hype.
that is hype. I'm excited.
It helps that you have that badass logo now. Calgary
Yes.
Halo.
Yes,
Master Chief with the white cowboy hat.
I think it's just a Spartan, but yes,
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's right.
Master Chief was a Spartan, right?
there were a lot
Yes,
of
he was.
Spartans.
There you go. Red Spartan. Gotta be red. Calgary's red and white.
You're talking about the Toronto Halo kids?
Yes.
You said something about them being nice.
Oh, yeah. I follow them on Twitter, and like some of the guys that I follow from that team in addition, they're all about promoting like the small Halo communities
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
sort of all around. So, yeah, all about it.
Yeah, so all my interactions with them have been wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
great
all
dudes.
great guys.
They destroyed us at that 4v4.
That they did, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. It's legitimately crossed my mind of thinking about going out there sometime to go to one
That
of
would be
theirs.
really fun.
Calgary.
Calgary comes to Toronto.
Yeah, and then we just lose again. But every
Lose
game
in
again.
person.
Yeah. But just like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, maybe. Especially if they do. I know they're looking at potentially starting to do like some lands and stuff. I'm like, if they legitimately do a weekend land, I would consider it.
Well, they're
Like, heavily
they're
consider.
doing one for, I think it's a London 2v2 or something like that. But you actually have to pay to get in, and
Yeah, but they're doing it for over like the course of a weekend, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was mean, something like that. I'm like, yeah, like I could maybe be convinced.
Who organizes GTA Halo?
Martin Ohms and a few other guys. The biggest part of them is they're an actual like good flowing community. So they have somebody who does all their. There's Martin who kind of sets everything up, is kind of like the leader. Then they have name. I can't remember his name, but he does all their graphics and he does all their videos and everything.
Like lots of media production and stuff?
Yeah, all their media stuff. And then they just have a couple other people who just help out. And they're their Microsoft stores help out a lot more
Yeah.
and have everything set up on time.
Beef sauce.
Yeah.
Speaking of media production, I have heard of this thing recently. It was a post in the Calgary YouTuber.
I've been following them for a year.
Yeah.
They got a sneak peek look.
Did you?
Getting a sneak peek look.
That's dope. So there is a basically communal producing space for media that's going to be happening in Calgary soon. So you can go in there, pay per the hour for audio production, access to
Green screens, rooms for podcasts, rooms for recording.
Yeah, video production and stuff like that. Like access to the equipment, to the space.
That's pretty cool.
If you don't have that stuff yourself, but you want to get started and training.
It's like those YouTube spaces in like California and stuff, where if you have a YouTube channel at all, you can just go in and use their space and their stuff.
Yeah.
Same thing, except it's not with YouTube.
And it's here.
And it's here in Calgary.
That's
Yeah.
cool though.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting.
I'm really excited to go and check it out.
Because I know that there's, like, I've been to this maker space that's in Calgary called Protospace, where it's basically a public shop. Well, not public, you have to pay to go, but it's a communal shop.
Yeah.
Where there's like a welding space and a woodworking space. But it was too far out of my wallet's range, you could say.
I know we discussed Protospace on the podcast before.
Oh, there you go.
Have.
Yeah. When talking about building 3D models of myself.
Oh, yes. You gonna make that happen still?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, that's something you can make an AI do. Make 3D models of people.
I feel like that might be outside of an AI
What do you mean?
ability.
If you just had a webcam and an AI had to look at it and like, I don't know.
Maybe it would be possible. Once I learn exactly how this thing works, I will consider it, because that would, based on my programming skill compared to my art skill, that might actually be quicker than me trying to learn to do it myself.
Yeah.
So that might be worth it. You could very well be right.
If I don't want to pay for graphics anymore, I just go to Mason.
Yeah.
She's a pretty good artist.
Will she do a 3D model of me naked?
Sure, if you pay her enough money.
I mean, she'll hear this, and because she listens to all the episodes. So.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, bless her
Mason,
heart.
I'm kidding.
Because she thought our last episode was hilarious.
What was she thinking?
I know. I was like, it was about me being hit by a truck.
Yeah.
And other horrible things. She's like, yeah, but some of the stories were so funny. I'm like, okay.
So funny. She's a giggly person too.
She
She laughs at everything.
She does. It's more of an awkward laugh if she doesn't know what to say, but yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We love you, Mason. Keep doing you.
Yeah. Did I tell you that I blocked her on Twitter a while ago?
I don't think you did.
Does she know?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because she'll know now. But
I forget what it was, but I was tweeting at somebody and said something, and she came back with some type of comment, and I didn't know what to say, so I just blocked her. I was like, that is so inappropriate for what I'm tweeting about right now, so I just blocked her.
Oh,
and like
man.
a week ago, she's just like, you still have me blocked on Twitter. So I'm like, oh yeah. So I unblocked her.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Man.
Oh, I remember what she was laughing at. She was laughing at our Tinder story about me and her seeing each other on Tinder. Yes.
Did you listen to last week's episode?
I did.
Okay, good.
I listen every week.
Yeah, I'm just keeping up.
That's what they all say.
Yeah. That's fine. I listen to them every week too.
You download them every week?
3 to 4
I don't.
hours.
I should. Can you make an AI bot that downloads our podcast a lot?
iTunes already exists and they'll auto download things for you.
You guys got
Destiny 2 came out. Anybody interested?
No.
I was really interested in Destiny 1 when it came out, but I didn't have a PlayStation. And Sarah was also interested, but she had school and couldn't afford to put that much time into Destiny. She's told me that she's interested in getting Destiny 2. And I'm not sure if she needs to play the first one first.
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay, so you don't have to, but it's kind of cool. So Destiny 2, literally, people have already told me this isn't really much of a spoiler, but it shows you as you're starting the game up of when you completed each task or everything in Destiny 1.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't it show like your fire team and stuff you did it with too? And,
Yeah, it shows everything.
Wow.
It shows like they basically copied like all of like their stat information and threw it into Destiny 2 so that you can keep kind of like the story going.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like Legends have it of like this superhero person who like did all these things. It's like this person, their team, and you and your team.
Like me and Blake and his friend, or our friend Jason, did a bunch of strikes or something. We did some big thing or something like that. I don't know much about Destiny for content, but we did something big. And Blake texted me, he's like, oh, I just logged on, and it was going through all the stuff, and I'm like, I forgot we did this thing here and got like a really good time on it, and it's telling him about it in Destiny 2. I was like, oh, cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to pick it up after this.
Oh, nice. I feel like Destiny is a game that's right up my alley because I'm a huge fan of the Borderlands series, like the RPG style first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Can you play Destiny first person?
It's all first person.
Okay.
Other than like their hub.
Okay.
Thing.
Yeah. So like when you're playing the game, like fighting and
if
doing
there's the
missions,
potential of combat's first person.
Okay.
it's first person. Except if you use your special. Some of their specials are third person. But other than that, the only time you're third person is in the safe areas or
right
where you can go and hang out with other players.
Yeah, I feel like it's right up my alley for that game. I just don't have a PlayStation, so.
Come to PC?
What?
Yeah.
Destiny 2, not the first one.
Oh my god.
Destiny 2 is coming.
Now I'm torn.
Like next month, though.
Yeah.
I'm torn.
And it's 60 FPS, and it's going through the Blizzard app.
Yeah, it's going through Blizzard instead.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
they're-
Thank Activision for that. Well, Activision, Blizzard, same company, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So now you're saying I have a month to burn out Destiny 1 on Sarah's PS4, and then I can get Destiny 2 on my PC?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It's doable.
Don't you guys have... Oh, I guess you guys don't.
No.
Never mind.
The PlayStation 4 that you see here usually is Sarah's.
Yeah, I thought you guys had... I thought you guys had an Xbox One. I was like, it's on Xbox One too, you know.
No, just a 360 that's red ringed.
Because I was going to be like, I can literally give you the game if you had it for Xbox One, but never mind.
I don't know. I prefer first-person shooters on PC. I feel like I'm more accurate. That being said, Sarah and I have been playing a shit ton of Borderlands 2, as we normally do, on her PS4, and we have hit the level cap in that game.
Congrats.
Well, the semi-level cap.
What?
I'm kind of confused now.
So the base game, I believe, has a level cap of level 50. Then you can get a expansion to the game that basically adds in new monsters, new guns, a new level cap, and you can play the game again. So you're basically restarting from from world 1 at the same level you were, and all the monsters scale up with you.
Okay, so
Generally
it's
called New Game Plus.
Diablo has it too.
So Borderlands 2 has New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus. There's a third playthrough to do. We're currently in that third playthrough, and like we hammered out the third playthrough of a bunch of the DLCs as well. The new level cap was level 72, I believe. No, the new level cap was level 70, and then there was a third expansion for the Game Plus Plus that made it level 72, but then they added in a gauntlet style map that you could do, and every time you completed it at level 72, you would get what's called an overpowered level or an OP level. So then you're OP1, and then you do this gauntlet again at level OP1 to earn OP2, and you can do this 8 times to hit a max level of 80. We just hit level 72, so we're at the point where we can start trying OP levels.
Didn't Destiny actually have something similar to that? You hit like level 20, but then your last 6 levels or something, you had to do something weird.
Okay, so Destiny. So I played Destiny when it first came out and loved it. But the problem was that Destiny 1 without all the DLC was a very small game,
right?
For the amount of money you spent on it originally. So originally, it went up to level 20. And then like 2 weeks after it came out, they announced light levels.
Yes,
Right.
That was it.
And you had to get to level 200 light level. But it didn't make sense on how light level worked. But they've completely reworked it now. And so it's basically your defense level. So basically, if you have a low light level, you'll die easier. You don't do as much damage, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
It's basically more important than your original level.
Something else you said just a minute ago that I think is interesting. You said like you didn't get that much value for the money you put in. How much time, or how do you guys like judge value based on like dollars spent, specifically video games? Because like a lot of people will be like, oh, like I don't want to spend $20 on a video game. They'll give me 10 hours of enjoyment, but they'll be like, yeah, I'll spend $15 on a movie ticket. I'm like, oh, that's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
But-
it's typically for video games. I think what's the word?
Replayability?
It's sort of like the standard, I guess, for most people, whether they know it or not, is $1 per hour of gameplay.
Yeah, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
You think that's ridiculous?
I think that's ridiculous.
Well,
Well, I was thinking it's ridiculous because some people, I know a guy who's bought Star Wars Battlefront, put 100 hours into it in like 2 weeks, and then he was done with it. And he's like, oh, I didn't get that much value out of it. I'm like, you got 100 hours. He's like, yeah, but I only played it for 2 weeks. Just like blew me away.
Yeah,
like, okay, so Call of Duty, the recent Call of Duty was trash.
right.
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was trash. And I put 80 hours into it, let's say. Like, maybe. Like, around there. So,
Mhm.
that to me isn't enough. Because the Call of Duty before that, Black Ops 3, I put 400 to 500 hours in,
Wow.
and I would still play that game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. To me, it's replayability. It's...
As-
what brings me back to the game? Like Destiny, the original one, I played it for 2 weeks, got to level 20, kind of did everything that you could do. Then they released the raid, and the way to play the raid is you had to have 5 friends that you knew or go onto forums to get into it. So I never did it
Right.
because it was so hard and I didn't have 5 friends with Destiny. They've changed it since then, but like now, like I started playing it last year, or like basically when the last DLC came out, I started it from scratch again. And now I believe that Destiny is a great game.
Yeah.
Because the amount of different maps and strikes and everything that you can do, as well as multiplayer and different guns and things you can do, it is worth playing over and over again.
Okay.
So like now I would recommend Destiny, whereas when it first came out, I would not recommend it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It has to like, I have to be able to want to get back on and play it from either the beginning or like...
No. What if it's a really solid game but only lasts you a few hours?
Like Mario 64.
Well, Mario 64 is interesting because that lasts a few hours after you've played it a lot.
Okay, so
But-
I played
Like
the Telltale games. You really only usually play those ones, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I got the Game of Thrones one. It probably had 10 hours or something of gameplay through all the seasons and everything, or episodes. And I think it's a really good game. Like, it was my first Telltale game, but I think it was like $15-$20, and that was worth it for me.
Yeah.
because the one that I was bringing up, except nobody plays, so nobody can relate to me on it, other than like nerdy video game kids. There's a third-person shooter called Vanquish that came out on the PS3, 360, and PC.
I've heard of Vanquish.
Heard of
I
it.
paid $60 for it, and the game's about 4 hours long. It is a dope 4 hours though.
Have you played it 15 times?
I played it once.
Okay.
That was worth it.
Hmm.
That was a great 4 hours. I had a lot of fun. There was like no downtime. It was just 4 hours, just go, go, go. It was sick.
So I guess it's not $1 per time spent.
At least not for me, but I know a lot of people do that. Like, oh, I only got 20 hours. I'm like, yeah, but if it was a good 20 hours.
There's a show that Funhouse used to do with Sean Poole, or Spool, as he may more commonly be known, where he firmly believed in the $1 per hour method. So they basically found a whole bunch of shitty games that cost like $1 game. They'd be like, I can only play this for 20 minutes. And it's like, well, you owe us, okay, that's 60 or 80 cents or whatever. No, wait, what is it? 66 cents?
I don't know. Yeah, it would be 66. But.
Yeah, so you owe us 66 cents because we only got 20 minutes out of this $1 game. And then the next week, they would take his 66 cents, play a new game, and then add to that if they couldn't get the full hour out of the $1 kind of thing. It was an interesting idea for a show. He ended up racking up like $8 or something. And then when he left Funhouse, they forgave him all his debt, which was nice. So
I don't know. It's it depends. Depends on what they are like. When they say this is the game, it's what you expect from it.
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
Destiny, when it first came out, it was like, oh, you're in space and you're like a. It had 10 hours of gameplay, maybe.
yeah.
But the way they made it sound so explosive and like big and huge, and when it originally came out, it wasn't. It was There was 3 planets and the moon, and all of that took about 10 hours to beat.
So, but then DLC was added, and that made it much better, right?
Yeah, because the DLC was like there were.
I was by the
5
time
or
you got
4
Taken King, which was the last one, yeah, you had a very.
Oh, last was taking. No, the last one was the Iron.
I'll flip it this way. The last one that when Taken King came out, they packaged all the DLCs together at that point and re-released it.
Yeah. For the
If-
same amount when the game came out.
Yeah. If they added more stuff after that, I'm not familiar.
They did.
Well, I'm not familiar with things even
The
before
Rise
that,
of
but-
Iron or something like that. Anyways,
Okay.
basically, every DLC after that, other than the first 2 that came with the game, which were like, they were an extra 5 hours. Even if they would just release those with the game would have been better. But the problem was that, first of all, compared to the Halo games Bungie made, the story wasn't there for me personally. Like, it told a story, but there was a lot of reading. You had to literally go to their Bungie website or Destiny website and read all these cards that you got that explain the story.
I just want to say, the Halo story is one of the best video game stories that exists.
Disagree.
Oh, I love it.
Up till Halo
No.
3. Yes. If you don't count everything,
Yeah, I'll count
Reach,
Bungie's. Yeah, I'll count Bungie's whole saga.
yes. Yeah.
343s I'm not as big of a fan of.
No.
All right.
Yeah. Halo 5 was pretty bad, dude. I know you didn't play it, but
I didn't finish it. I didn't.
Breton, Devin, and myself, like, we did co-op of Halo 4 when it came out. We did co-op of pretty much every single Master Chief Collection game, including Halo 4 again. Halo 5, we're like, we're gonna do it again. And that was a struggle.
I've never finished. I finished Halo 4, and that was a struggle, huge struggle. And Halo 5, I got to a part, and I just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like,
Halo 5 story and then all the levels stuff. That game, single player was tough and that.
anyway.
Well, all of the Halo story that I've seen, I've loved. And then for games that the DLC like makes it way better, there's 2 franchises I have in mind where they do DLC right, and that's the Elder Scrolls games and the Borderlands games.
Elder Scrolls Online, that game that game, for the amount of money that you paid for the original game, is the best money per hour you could ever get.
Really?
If you're going to talk like that, unless you're talking about WoW or something, which is, I guess, the same MMO. Like,
Yeah.
But then they've released 4 or 5 DLCs now, which are as big as a regular game.
Yeah.
For Elder Scrolls Online, and it's amazing. Like, I don't play that game enough because it's so big that I've gotten to this point where I could continue going and I'd still love it, but I don't want to do it alone because there's so much to do that I like get into the game and I'm like, all these points I have to do. I'm like, I don't know what to do first.
I remember playing Oblivion in junior high. It was well after it came out, but I played the shit out of the game, realized there was DLC, got it, and then hammered that all out, and it was like my mind was blown that they could add a whole other map kind of thing, just like that. And then Skyrim comes out, and then here's this enormous world, do everything I can do in Skyrim, and that DLC comes out, and it's just like I keep getting my mind blown several times.
If you ever play Elder Scrolls Online, because Elder Scrolls Online has Skyrim inside of the map.
Yeah.
Has like every every place that they've already been to and more on the continent of Tamriel, I guess it's called. And then they just added their last DLC. They made you pay full price, like a full price game, because that's how big it was. It was
that their Morrowind one?
Yeah, Morrowind.
That's awesome.
The other Borderlands
is the other franchise, because with Borderlands you get these DLCs that are like a whole other storyline. And if you don't know Borderlands, you're basically searching for a huge cache of weapons, like a vault. And once you find it, it's like, oh, sweet, here's all these weapons. In the DLCs, almost every single DLC you do, you're finding another vault. It's like playing a whole other game kind of thing with the same mechanics and everything. New creatures, new weapons, new people to talk to. I love it.
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Another good one.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing much about Mass Effect 3 DLC, but I think 2 had some incredible moments, didn't it?
Yeah,
like,
2,
if I remember correctly, I think it was the first one was like terrible, and then everyone after that was awesome.
Yeah, well, Mass Effect 3 couldn't really have more DLC.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Because of the ending.
Yeah.
The new one that they came out, a lot of people said it was bad, but I loved it.
Yeah, Andromeda?
Andromeda, yeah. I loved how it tied in, sort of. It was a great game. I haven't finished it because I don't want to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like 89% done, and I'm like kind of sitting in the spot where like all I have left is the main missions, and I don't want to do it because I don't want the game to end, because I don't know what comes after the ending.
Yeah.
And I'm at this point where I love that series so much. I'm like, oh, I don't want it to end.
Man. All right. Well, if you guys have any last minute thoughts to get in here, we're about to wrap up.
No, I think I'm good.
Don't do drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Oh
Adderall.
no, I don't count that as a drug. That's just everybody should take that every day.
Practice your 69ing, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Let us know who you
boat.
would 69.
And would you be on the top, bottom, or on the side?
Upside down, floating in space.
All right. Well, now it's time for the part of the show where we give a song recommendation, also known as Gravy Boat. So, does anybody have a song that they would like to promote?
I always have one if nobody else has one.
He always has one.
We'll look to Steven for this one.
I know the group already. I just want to see if this one song is on YouTube. If not, then I have the second one by them I will recommend.
Take your time.
Don't mind if I do.
I won't.
It is a group called the Casket Girls. I'm going to recommend their song Heartless. Sleepwalking is also good. That was going to be the other song. But, yeah.
Heartless or Sleepwalking by the Casket Girls.
Yeah. It's a good name.
That is a good.
And the song titles kind of go along with it.
Yeah. A little bit.
They're kind of like a synth rock grunge-esque. Grunge almost more, there's just like almost a sadness to like all their music, but it's very much like a synth.
Can I add something to this whole episode?
Yeah.
That I saw today, which was hilarious.
Sure.
Okay, so we live in this city called Calgary. Anyways, the Calgary police posted this thing today about how to, like, if you think your kids are in a hate group.
Oh.
And what to look out for. And one of them was loud, heavy rock music. Means that your child's in a hate group, or
what?
could mean your child's in a hate group. And CJ92, which is a radio station here in Calgary, they posted, they're like, if this is true, we're all screwed. All screwed. Like,
all hate
our whole thing is promoting hate. They're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're like, and then they're like, everybody comment on this post and tell us what you're doing right now, unless it's hateful. And keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's remarkable. There's a lot of good police department Twitter accounts out there. I don't know if you guys saw it on April 20th this year. A few different like places where like, we have traps out to catch those weed smokers. And it's like a box up on a stick with a donut underneath. Just like dumb stuff like that. That's like, awesome. That's remarkable.
It's good to have a little sense of humor.
Yeah. No, that was like a serious thing. Then there was like a bunch of other stuff listed on this list. But it was like, loud rock, heavy rock music.
Maybe they're referring to like, I don't know, you're on the road, you see a guy in his big souped up pickup truck. He's blasting rock music out of it. Could be a neo-Nazi. You never know.
Well,
I was gonna say maybe it's just
underneath
that
of
the
was-
rock industry is dominated by white people.
Underneath that was literally they could if they have Nazi
They use racial slurs.
symbols, iron crosses,
Yeah.
and a bunch of. And I'm like, okay, I like rock.
Mm-hmm.
Racist.
Thank you. That is exactly what I'm saying. Like, how can you make that comparison?
Because rock is dominated by white people. Don't get me wrong.
That'd be like saying
Don't get me wrong. I'm
all
joking.
those
I don't care.
racists out in rap don't like white people.
No, because Eminem is one of the biggest artists.
Yeah, but
He's doing
you're
a
saying
tour.
that there's not a black rock.
How many can you name? I'm saying, by the way, I'm joking. Like, I'm not actually saying yes, you are like a
Obviously.
full person. That's the one tie I could potentially see if somebody really wanted to argue it. I would still argue no. I'd say it's an unfortunate thing about rock music that they're not more well represented, but I wouldn't say you're automatically a racist
Or part of
if
a
you like
hate
rock
group.
music. Yeah, or part
I
of a
just
hate
couldn't
group.
believe that. I was just like,
Yeah, that's interesting.
So Casket Girls.
I'd say go
everybody.
listen to Casket Girls though. They are better represented because they represent women.
So we'll link to their YouTube videos for those
Yeah.
particular songs.
Yeah. Just do Heartless.
Just Heartless.
Yeah, just because technically we do one a week. So
If you want to find the other one,
Sleepwalking is great though.
if you want to find Sleepwalking, you can find it yourself. So yeah, you can find that in our YouTube playlist called Gravy Boat. We have in that playlist all our other recommended songs.
is it up to date?
Probably not.
That's my question. I ask it every time.
Yeah, it's the one thing I forget to do every time. But regardless, Spencer, do you want to give some plugs to yourself?
Twitch.tv/Fragoute with an E at the end. YouTube.com/Fragoute with an E at the end. Twitter.com/Fragoute
With an E at the end?
with an E at the end.
Anything's a plug if you're brave enough.
No, I don't have a butt plug.
Okay. Confirming. All right. Well, that should do it for our show. We've been HastleCast. Feel free to check us out on all our social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
Google.
Google Play, iTunes.
Google Play and iTunes. Leave us a rating. We're not a one-star podcast. And then shoot us an email at HastleCast@gmail.com and let us know what position you like to be in a 69. That's it for the show, everybody.
Or your mom.
And if you're over 18, send us pictures of you 69ing.
Don't
Or
do that.
not.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.